Hi, I'm Brandy McDonald. I'm the arts and entertainment writer for the Oklahoman and Oklahoman.com, and I have a special guest in the studio with us today. We have Jabee, rapper and activist and organizer of Juneteenth on the East, which is kind of a new event or a new scale of an event to celebrate Juneteenth. So tell us a little bit about what you've got planned for Juneteenth.
So we're going to block off Northeast 23rd Street from Kellum to Hood. And we have 4 stages. We have a main stage that'll be right in the middle of the street. We have a stage in the Alori Chanel space that's in the East Point development. We're also going to do an art show in there as well. So the art show will start that Monday and go until Saturday. A bunch of different artists from around the city. And then we'll also have a stage at Kindred, which is a new bar over there at East Point. And that stage will be a poetry stage. And then we'll have another stage that is like more of a kids area, kids stage. We'll have dance classes at that stage, and that area will have face painting and balloon animals, all that stuff. So.
Okay, and then you'll have a main stage, I think, with some pretty nice lineup of performers, I think.
Yeah, so our headliner, I'm excited to announce it finally, but her name is Sarah. She's an artist from Atlanta, and whenever I was searching for who would be a great headliner, I just kept coming back to her, and I think to have someone just an awesome Black woman to headline a festival like Juneteenth is amazing. So she's our headliner. We also have Propaganda, who is obviously a friend of mine, and I was just in LA a few weeks ago, and I was telling him about Juneteenth, and he was like, man, like I'll come play, and I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. So I said, done deal. So him, and then it's going to be hosted by George Lee. He goes by the Conscious Lee online. And then of course, myself, we have, who else? Original Flows performing, Kai Dawson, Serafina Bird, just a bunch of, awesome locals that I really want to, give a chance and let them showcase as well, so.
And this is happening on June 20th, June 19th?
June 19th. So June 19th will be the actual is the Juneteenth date, and that'll be the festival event on 23rd, Juneteenth on the East, and then on the 20th we're working on a film screening at Scissortail Park. So. Okay,
so you're working on that. So talk to me about why you think it's important for there to be a Juneteenth celebration in Oklahoma City, maybe on the scale that we haven't seen in the past.
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of it is just I wanted to do something for my community that I felt like, man, like something I've always wanted to do, and things I wanted to participate in and be a part of. So it was a lot of that, but then also just to continue the education of Juneteenth, continue the celebration of Juneteenth, and I think that it's just so important that we because me, myself, my family, I grew up celebrating Juneteenth and knowing about it, and so a lot of people didn't know about it or hadn't heard of it until last year, and so I just feel like it's an opportunity to continue that awareness and continue that celebration, because it's just as important as the 4th of July.
So talk about Juneteenth and what it is and what it means to you.
Just personally, a lot of my family is from Texas, and so it's just it really means a chance to really honor and celebrate the liberation and the freedom of enslaved people in this country. And one of the reasons that it's called Juneteenth is because they didn't know they were free. They didn't know when they were free. And so I think it's just important that we continue to educate, people on what that means and what happened, and also at the same time educate them, but celebrate, the freedom of people. So.
You were just in Tulsa. I was also in Tulsa, and some of our team were in Tulsa covering the Tulsa Race Massacre centennial events and things like that. And you were part of that. Do you feel like that it's important that people maybe don't know about this history, the history of enslaved people, or the history of what the Black community has been through? Do you feel like it's important that history be brought to light?
I think that I think that's a conversation that needs to continue to happen. I think that just like Tulsa, I've seen and heard so many things that that were false that people are saying about Tulsa that that aren't true, and about what happened. So I know that if those things are being said that aren't true, I think that that's an opportunity for us to continue to educate and speak truth. And education is a great thing. Education to be educated is to have a sense of power, and knowledge. And I think that whenever we deprive people and deprive our community of that education, we're only hurting them. We're not helping them. And it allows what it does sometimes, it makes them resentful when they find out the truth, and they find out what really happened. They find out things that they thought were real weren't real, or things they thought were true aren't true. And so I think that it's important that we continue to educate people on our history, because no matter if it's Tulsa, if it's Juneteenth, those things are American history, and those things really happen. And to ignore them, and to not talk about them, it kind of lessens the worth and diminishes what those people went through and had to experience. So the best thing we can do is continue to pass those stories down. The best thing we can do is continue to educate people. There was a time that if you talked about the Tulsa Race Massacre, you would be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And so, we don't want to. I think it's important that we don't relive that. You know what I'm saying? That period in time where to talk about it, would get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And that's the hard part, is because it can be uncomfortable sometimes. But the past 2 years have been probably the most uncomfortable for me. But it's also opened up doors and opportunities to speak with some people that I probably would never have been able to speak to, and have those uncomfortable conversations, and reach some common ground on things that maybe I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So.
And how important is this to have this celebration on the east side? I know that's where you're the part of town that you're from, and that you love supporting that part of the community. But I think it's an important piece of it to have it there.
Yeah, I think one of the main things is that that specific street, 23rd between Hood and Kellum, is where a lot of businesses are starting to open, a lot of revitalization. I have a business opening there, and we're really trying to activate that space and bring more energy to it, and bring new energy to it. So that's one thing. That's of course, but also the east side is the place in one of the places in Oklahoma City where you're going to encounter the most Black people. Even though it's going through the changes that it's going through, still to this day, it's one of the places where you're going to encounter the most Black people. So we want to continue to enrich that and enhance the culture of Black people in Oklahoma City. And I think to make sure that the east side is uplifted, and it's always been cool to us, what I'm saying, but making sure that it's something that people identify, and in 5 years from now it still looks like us, and regardless of whatever business you have or wherever you live at, that this is a place that was really important and significant to the Black community in Oklahoma City. So how
can people get more information?
You can go to With Love OKC .org, and of course all of the social media, Juneteenth on the East, and you can hit me up at my name is Jabee. But yeah, I mean, that's probably the easiest way.
Okay. And free and open to the public, everyone's welcome?
It's free, open to the public. We start at 3 p.m. on Saturday the 19th, and we'll be done at 9 p.m.
All right. And then the 20th will be the
And
film
20th,
screening.
we'll start the movie. We'll eat and hang out, have food trucks about 6, and then the movie will start as soon as it gets dark.
All right. Sounds good. And you can also get more information at Oklahoman and oklahoman.com about Juneteenth on the East, and
Yes.
lots of things that Jabee has coming up. So
Yes.
thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much.